All right. So this has been a long time coming. I'm not even in the frame fully. There we go. We're fine. So Type 81, 2,000 rounds later, a little over 2,000 rounds, but we'll say that. I always kind of underestimate it anyways, but we went through a full crate of the 1,440 rounds or 1,500, I forget what it was, the surplus corrosive stuff. And this rifle's kind of a pain with corrosive, just because there's so many tiny little ports and stuff in the gas system, but I'm loving this thing, and I love it just as much as I got it. So yeah, we ran through the entire case of that, and then I've been running this non-corrosive stuff here too. This works pretty well. Is that going to focus? Come on. Yeah, I honestly love this stuff. This stuff runs amazingly. I don't know. I get lazy. I like to take out the gun, shoot it, and not have to worry about cleaning it every single time. So I do get the non-corrosive stuff once in a while. So I'm going to talk about a couple of things that I don't like about this rifle. And it's more due to this specific model. As there is other stocks, there's other variants. But this stock, it has a wobble to it, and it's super annoying. I put some filler in there, and it stopped it for a while, but it's worked its way back, and it doesn't mess with aiming at all, but it's kind of annoying. You feel it wobbling around when you're running around and stuff. One of the other things that I don't particularly like with this rifle is just how insanely sharp the dust cover is on here. I've cut myself many times on this. You can literally take off the dust cover and use the other side right here as a knife. Do you have a knife on you, Dom? I do. Type 81 knife, which I've done in some other videos. But it's insanely sharp and it sticks out. And yeah, I had to file that down because that was a bit excessive. And I don't think that you can call this something that I don't like. It's just, keep in mind, if you do pick up one of these Type 81 rifles, the front sight might be a little off. That might not be the case with other people's, but mine was shooting about 6 inches to the right. I just went ahead and ordered a front sight adjuster. It's the exact same for the AK models. You just put it in there and turn the thing and get it whatever way you need to go. But yeah, if you're looking to pick this up and run it right out of the box, it's going to need a couple of things. Just keep in mind that front sight, and you're going to need to clean this thing for a while. These Type 81s come so insanely gunked up as a preservative. Yeah, you got to spend a little bit of time cleaning it. But so many rounds in, I haven't noticed any change with accuracy. I've had literally no misfires, no jams or anything. I had 2 rounds, I think, out of the over 2,000 that I've shot now that were duds, and those were the rounds. It was not the rifle. The firing pin was striking the primer super hard. It's not a fault of the rifle. It's just sometimes with the cheap surplus ammunition, that's what you get. But yeah, I picked up the round again, threw it in, tried it, threw it in, tried it, and it wasn't firing. That was the fault of the rounds, not the rifle. But what is a Type 81? Obviously, most people see this and they're going to think AK-47. It's not an AK-47. It is kind of a weird mix of an AKM and an SKS. So yeah, you can call it an AK. A lot of people call it an AK. It's the Canadian AK, that's what it is. But in technical terms, we're not running a long stroke gas piston here like you'd see in an AKM. This is a short stroke gas piston like you would see in an SKS. So we'll open this thing up and I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about. So with your standard AK, like you can see this is very, very AK recoil spring running a short stroke gas piston. But with a standard AK, you would see the piston coming out of the actual bolt carrier, whereas the piston is in the, it's not really a gas tube, kind of just coming out of the gas block, just like an SKS. This gun feels pretty much exactly like an SKS, but it's a little bit more comfortable ergonomic-wise. I would take a Type 81 over an SKS. I've had an SKS, and I've also shot friends' SKSs, and it's just, I don't know. I'm on the Type 81 side. Probably gonna get a little bit of hate for that, but but it is what it is. The SKS that I had was actually bubbaed. It had the pistol grip and everything, and it wasn't a Type 81. And another thing is you cannot stop these rifles from operating.
Send it.
They will operate caked up in mud, snow, frozen. Like they just run. They just run no matter what.
Oh, do you like it? It's pretty good.
Again, just like the WK, I've put this through tests, running it in dirt, mud, rain, snow, letting snow sit on it for a while to get it all frozen. It just runs. It's very reliable. Some people have mixed opinions about these Type 81s, but this is my case, so this is going to be a little subjective to my use case and my experience with the rifle. Now that we actually have this open, I'm not gonna do it because it's super annoying when it happens. But one of the things that you guys really have to look out for if you pick this rifle up is, so obviously everybody knows like pulling back the bolt, pulling the trigger and decocking it to reset the hammer, or to put the hammer back, sorry. But if you pull the bolt back too far, there is actually a weird thing that goes on where the hammer will come up in front of the bolt, and it's super annoying. You have to basically like get a freaking screwdriver and get in there and compress the hammer back, and it is such a pain. I don't know why that happens. I don't know if that's only my rifle for some reason. Yeah, for some reason, the hammer can go in front of the bolt. That has never happened shooting it, so you don't really have to worry about that. The trigger and hammer reset, they work perfectly. It's not going to happen when you're shooting, or at least it hasn't happened to me, but it is super annoying. So I kind of got out of the habit of decocking it like that, but I just wanted to warn you because it took me quite a while to get that unstuck the first time it happened, until I realized what was going on, and now it's just an annoyance. It's super preventable though. You just don't have the bolt all the way back and pull the trigger. If you do want to decock it, what I find the best thing to do is pull it back until you feel that first bump, and then you can pull the trigger and then walk it forward. I haven't noticed this rifle be picky at all with ammunition either. As I said, I was running the super cheap stuff, ran fine. I was running this stuff, it's kind of cheap too, but this is the non-corrosive stuff. It was running fine. I've ran some more premium ammunitions, like SNB, and everything ran. There's no... If you're thinking about buying this rifle, don't worry about any mishaps or it not running or whatever, because mine, at least, has been perfect. I've had this rifle for a few years now, actually. I've took it out so many times. I've took it camping, took it hiking. It works for everything, honestly. One of the things that kind of sucks is, as of right now, there's no equivalent to how you can run the 10x10 pistol mags in any like AR magwell rifle. I don't want to say AR platform, but as of right now, there's nothing like that for the Type 81. Sigmaco does make a 5x5 coupler, I think, if they still do. I'm not sure. So that's better than nothing, but still nowhere near having the 10 round flips and all that. Like, I really wish that somehow we could get those for these, but I doubt that's gonna ever happen. And sorry that I'm kind of rushing through this. I just don't have too much time today. So I want to get this out because I've been procrastinating this video for a long time. People have been asking for it, and I feel bad for kind of taking so long, but that's kind of a trend with the channel. You know, I don't get anything from this, so this is just more of a hobby. But in terms of wear, it's kind of nuts. There's practically no... Is it going to focus? Come on. There is practically no wear on the bolt itself. The barrel still looks phenomenal. The only spot that I kind of caught... Here, we'll open this up here. The only spot that I kind of caught was like the end of the piston. Again, it looks like it's peening a little bit, but that could just be from me running it in the more aggressive gas setting for testing purposes. So yeah, to open this up, it's kind of a cool little mechanism. You pull out this adjuster here for distance, and basically you put it to like 0 or 1. It's kind of like in between those two settings, and then this will come right off. There's your upper grip there, And then to take the gas system out, this is one of the cool things about the rifle is, I should have mentioned this earlier, but I don't know if this is why the rifle ran so well. It ran well in the less aggressive position anyway, so that's probably not why. But you can take a round and put it in right there. Oh, put it in right there and actually adjust the gas system here. So you can have like the standard pressure system. You can have a more aggressive adjustment, like to run in worse conditions and all that. And then there's a 0, which is actually super cool. So on the end here, this weird looking part of the barrel, that's like a clamp for a grenade launcher. We don't have launchable grenades in Canada, but yeah, you throw that on 0, and what that does is completely cuts off the gas system, so it becomes a straight pull bolt action, which is actually kind of fun to play around with. Even just shooting it as is, like straight pull, I don't know, it's still kind of satisfying. It's pretty fun. But yeah, so we'll take this out here. So to take off this gas piston here, or gas system, whatever, you rotate it all the way to one side, and then it should just pull right out. This is going to look dirty. I did clean the rifle, but I took it again shooting for that range day. Now I'm getting carbon all over my hand. Yeah, the only wear that I see, honestly, anywhere on the rifle is right here. I don't know if it's going to focus on that. I have to like get far away or something. Yeah, so the only wear really is right there where it's peening a little bit. Again, it's honestly barely even noticeable. I think it's just from when I was shooting it with the aggressive setting without being in a situation where I needed the aggressive setting. Because I ran this gun frozen and caked up and mud and everything, just in the standard gas setting. Yeah, that's the only thing 2,000 rounds later. Yeah, there's really nothing noticeable there either. But yeah, that's what it's smacking. That I'm going to aim the rifle at the camera for a second to try to get in there. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a hole in here, and that's where the piston comes through to strike the bolt. But yeah, the way that that's operating is you have the piston in the gas system there, fire around, and it strikes back, and that's what pushes the bolt back. Instead of a long stroke like an AK, like I said before, it's running off a short stroke system. That smacks that, unlocks the bolt, pulls it back, rechambers around. You know how it is. But yeah, even though the 7.62 x 39 is not considered an accurate round by any means, I've had very good results with this rifle. In speed shooting and slower precision shooting, it just freaking runs, man. It's a great rifle. It's a lot of people say it's a little overpriced. I honestly don't think so. For the build quality, maybe like the stock, they could have done that a little better. I don't know. It's for the money. I don't feel like I wasted $1 on it. I got it with 4 magazines, again, which kind of sucks because it's only 20 rounds instead of 120, but whatever. I know Sigmaco makes many parts for these. You can get pretty modular and customize it. Because that was one of the things that some people don't like about the regular Type 81 models, is that there's no modularity. You can't throw on foregrips and stuff and lights and all that. But with Sigmaco, you can. They totally make, it's either Keymod or M-Lock. I forget. I'm guessing it's M-Lock. They make hand guards, grips, stocks. I believe they make some adapters for like SIG style stocks, Zenico style stocks, barrel and muzzle modifications where you can, instead of this sleeve on here, you can put a threaded sleeve, so you can put on flash hiders and stuff. This is the model that has the side mount optic. I've never ran this thing with an optic. I've just ran it straight iron sights the entire time. I would like to pick up a side mount for it. So if you are using corrosive ammunition though, like I said, you're going to need to clean this thing pretty vigorously because it gets dirty. What I do is I kind of strip it down to the form you see here. I throw all these parts and everything in a bucket, hit it with some Windex, which sounds weird, but Windex, from my understanding, kind of neutralize the corrosive salts in there. And I take a kettle, put basically boiling water over all that stuff, and then throw some Windex and water on here, run water through the barrel, and that's honestly all I do. I'll hit it with a few cotton swabs to the barrel, and every few times a brush, like a brass barrel snake, and that's all I do. It's looking pretty good still. Like I said, I don't notice any wear to the barrel, at least. I probably just put carbon on my face, but whatever. One of the other mods that I kind of would like to get is a better selector switch, because this is kind of whack. You see here we have the fire and then the safe all the way to the rear. So if you're walking around like that, it's kind of a weird and unnatural movement. It's not hard. Like, you can definitely do it with one hand, but it's not like a standard AK selector switch there, or safety, which I would far prefer, but I'm not aware of any modifications that add like a AK style selector. I could be totally wrong. So unlike AK models, we have a last round bolt hold open, which is actually super, super nice. You can throw in a new magazine, and then you just give the bolt a little tap and it will chamber around and you're ready to go again. There's no bolt release button like a AR or WK or anything of that matter, but it's still a nice feature that is pretty satisfying and saves a little bit of time when doing reloads. And you know we're doing a lot of reloads with those 5-round mags. But yeah, we'll throw this thing back together real quick, just to kind of show you the process. It's super simple. You just assemble the gas piston and the gas valve thing there. I guess you can call it a valve. Then you throw the piston rod in. Take your bolt. You have to make sure that the bolt is all the way to the front and locked in the little lug groove thing there. You can see these slots on here. You want to line those up with these little teeth on the side of here. So you just drop that in. Again, make sure the hammer is back, not in its neutral position. Slam that forward, recoil spring. Exactly like you would do with an AK. Throw it in there, lock it to the rear. Make sure everything's kind of working. The part that kind of sucks, putting this dust cover on is never super easy. Get on! Get on there! Right here the stock comes up a little bit and it kind of gets caught, which is annoying. But you just basically pop that on, hold it down, and push it forward. There we are. So you want the gas valve on the 0, and you basically just throw this on like that. Line it up on the rear here. Change to whatever distance you wanted it at. I run mine at 2. I find it to be pretty nice on 2 for the type of shooting that I do. I just have to do like a little bit of hold over or hold under. Yeah, throw that back in the gas setting that you prefer, and she's ready to go. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Oh! And the trigger on this thing is actually pretty nice. It's super crisp. We'll take a look at that. Guess we should take that out first. So we're gonna check that trigger out. There's a little bit of mush, like literally like a millimeter or two, and that's a clean break. Super satisfying trigger. I don't want to be sitting here dry firing this all day, but we'll get that trigger reset. Nice. Yeah, super nice trigger in my opinion. I prefer this trigger over the SKS trigger. I might get freaking killed for that, but that, again, it's just my opinion. Some people like SKSs more, some people like Type 81s more. There's no right or wrong. SKSs definitely have a better reputation. I would say the SKSs are the better rifle in terms of reliability and just with their track record. But for what I do, Type 81. That's my preference. If I get another SKS, I'll do some side-by-sides and whatnot, but again, it's very, very, very similar. Basically an SKS and an AK body, kind of. Not totally, don't take that literally, but that's pretty much what it looks like at least. I have thought of getting a couple more Type 81s, because one's not enough. I wanted to get the like the marksman rifle kind, where it kind of looks like a Dragunov, and I wanted to just get one of the M's, where the front, one of the only differences basically is the front sight's moved up. Looks exactly like an AKM. And the bolt is blackened instead of this steelish kind of satin, I don't even know. Yeah, so I think they look better than the SE in my opinion. But I do like this like cherry kind of finish. It's super nice. And when the rifle was brand new, the contrast between like the flat finish on the metal and the shiny red cherryish finish. It's not actually cherry, but it was just super clean. And now that this rifle's getting beat up, it's a vibe. I like it. I don't know. I like that it's getting little chips out of the wood and stuff. It makes it look pretty nice and relic in a way. But yeah, sorry if I kind of flew through this. Like I said, I don't have too much time to record today and just wanted to get this out. I'm not trying to force out a video all forcefully and stuff. This has been something that has been in the making for a long time. I've been getting the clips, like the cinematics and stuff for all the cinematic stuff that you see in the video. It was just done on my phone. That wasn't done on the camera. But I'm hoping that at least this, when I'm talking to you right now, is going to look a little better. It should look a little bit higher quality. But I'm hoping to get the R7 out and doing some cinematic stuff. So I got to teach Dom how to use the R7 and get him good with that, and we can get some hopefully higher quality cinematics and all that. Honestly, I've kind of waited for a while anyways, in terms of pushing out these videos, just because I felt like it'd be more worth it to wait for my camera instead of just always shooting off my phone. Of course I can get decent quality with it, but I kind of want to step things up a little bit, and I thought that holding out would be a right choice. Obviously, the longer I hold out, the more irrelevant that the Gen 2 WK becomes, and the Type 81 SE becomes. But this is just a hobby. I don't know what to tell you. Oh, and it might seem silly running around with like gear on and stuff. Having a vest's a nice way to hold magazines. We're not LARPing or anything. We're not pretending to be anything we're not. It's fun, man. It's all part of the hobby. And like I said, carrying 4 of these mags in your pockets and stuff, it's just super clunky and awkward. Oh, goodness. Get in there. There we go. It's so much nicer to just have all your mags on a vest and just grab them, do reloads. It's just... So when you see that kind of stuff, just don't think that we're trying to freaking look like some spec ups, maybe feel... It's just... We're just having fun. But yeah, so I hope y'all enjoyed. I want to hear if anybody else has these Type 81s. I would like to hear what their experiences with, because I have heard some pretty mixed reviews on these things. But yeah, so thank you very much, and we'll see you in like 4 years, I guess, again.